Meteorologist Alex Williams here with you in our Weather Impact Alert Center for another kind of look at what's going on. Really, today, the weather impact alert is the wind, and it has been fierce today. We've seen gusts well into the 40-mile-an-hour range and into the 50-mile-an-hour range across parts of the area. So we are going to continue to deal with that, unfortunately, as we go through the next couple of hours. I think the wind's already starting to die down. Basically, the area of low pressure, we're squeezed between an area of high pressure and low pressure. That area of low pressure is departing, and so not really going to be a cause for concern. Now, for us, I do want to let you know this. If you have pictures or videos of maybe some trees down, power outages, or even power lines down, you can text it to us. 336-379-5775. Again, that's 336-379-5775. So we'd love to get your pictures, love to get your video if it's safe to do so. Obviously, if it's not safe, please don't put your life at risk. It's not worth it. And if you have any questions about the power outages or have any questions that you want us to know or something you want us to know, you can let us know as well. So that's what we got going there. And again, we still have this weather impact alert at least through probably about, we'll probably kill it about 7 o'clock tonight. Because that's when the wind advisory is supposed to kind of disappear and dissipate, and so that's when we'll kind of be off the weather impact alert. Now, again, high winds and the cold. It's also cold outside, in case you didn't know, right? Temperatures into the 30s. I don't think we recover much into the day tomorrow. I think it's going to be more like the low 30s once again into the day tomorrow, which is kind of depressing. Wind gusts today, though, again, the 30-40 mile an hour range, pretty easily to obtain that. Maybe some gusts up to 50, and we have seen that. So you want to be prepared for isolated power outages. We already have seen them. About 1,500 customers without power there from Duke, mainly in the Winston area. And so Winston-Salem, Forsyth County getting some of those power outages. And again, it's just chilly, so if you lose power, it's cold outside. Thankfully, it's not dangerously cold. But still, not a good situation. 35 right now at PTI. Look at the dew point. So the dew point is a measure of moisture, of course. It's dry. It is so dry outside. You can see with the wind, it's north-northwest wind at 17. It feels like 25. So just very cold outside. And it's very dry. Now, I think this is going to have a big thing to do with what we were talking about yesterday. Or for tomorrow, or talking about yesterday, what Tim talked about yesterday for tomorrow. And that is going to be that little system that moves through that's going to bring enough lift to kick out maybe a little bit of a flurry, a little bit of a snow shower. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of impacts from that. But you can see temperatures in the mid-30s across the Triad, Winston-Salem, High Point, Burlington there. All of the air there is dry as well. And there is your current conditions. You can see temperatures in the mid-30s, some upper 30s to lower 40s further to the south. And then into the mountains, it's just cold. Ashe County, 22 degrees right now. 26 in Watauga County. And Boone, 36 in Wilkesboro. So Winston-Salem in 34, Burlington 35 in both Greensboro and Asheboro as well. So there is our satellite and radar. It's a beautiful sunny day. It is deceptively chilly out there. And we do have those wind gusts prompting the National Weather Service to issue these wind advisories. And so that's what you see in that tan color, the gold color, goldenrod color. Those are high wind warnings, very strong winds up into the mountains and kind of into some of the foothills. The good news is it's not really encompassing our immediate foothills. Now, there could be some stronger gusts there, obviously closer to the 50 mile an hour range. But for the rest of the Triad, again, we're just dealing with these wind advisories. And so wind advisories, gusts, again, the highest gusts up to 50 miles an hour, 30, 40 miles an hour, pretty readily gettable as far as that. So these wind advisories go till 7 o'clock. That's when our weather impact alert day will expire as well. Let's look ahead into the day tomorrow because it's just not going to be a fun day outside. You can see that in the morning hours we're in the lower teens. It'll be bitterly cold and then just cold through the afternoon with clouds. And you see that 20%, that's for that chance of a flurry or a light snow shower there It will be cold as well. Temperatures in the low 30s. Thankfully, the wind is not going to be as much of a factor tomorrow since that area of low pressure is departing. But I do want to show you the little blip here that we're talking about. So very cold tonight. That's one thing that we need to talk about, is just how cold it's going to be overnight into the low teens. It is so dry. Air that is dry cools off very quickly. And so that's something to keep in mind. Now, as we go into your Sunday, especially towards the afternoon, here comes that little system. You can see a little blip there on radar. I think our system here, our in-house model, the graph, is picking up on all that dry air. So do we have dry air in place? Oh, yeah. And that's probably going to directly sublimate some of those snowflakes. So we're going to go right from the solid of ice to a gas. And it's going to go right to water vapor. And that'll be it for that snow. But not going to roll out. We see a flurry or maybe a heavier burst in some of the northern counties, especially maybe seeing some snow for a brief period of time, but it will be very minimal and very not impactful, so to speak. And then as we go through the afternoon again, we're just not warming up much. As we go into Monday, we'll start off cold, temperatures back to those upper 20s. That was for our old snow event there. My bad for putting that on. So we're not going to see any impacts from that. And just to show you, this is the next 3 days of like the impacts that they're expecting from winter storm severity index. Okay, so they got some wintry weather in some places, Yadkin County up into the foothills, and then maybe parts of Davidson County. Now that could either be because of the melting or just the extra little burst of snow that we're supposed to get. Northern Alamance in that, Caswell in that as well, and then kind of outside of our region. So maybe some wintry weather around, but it's not going to be a major impact. So let's talk about these winds. Look at these maximum wind gusts that we've had today. Just absolutely insane. Well into the 40-mile-an-hour range. We're talking 46 for both Winston-Salem and Greensboro, 51 miles an hour there in Alamance County and Burlington. That is some extremely strong winds. 40-mile-an-hour winds, upper 40s. Those will cause down trees onto power lines. And then, 50, you get up to 50 miles an hour. It's extremely strong winds. We had obviously close to 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts up through Ashe County. And Wilkes County, 44-mile-an-hour wind. So lots of purple on the map today instead of little sporadic spots. It was a very breezy day, and it was just because we got stuck between those two highs. Now, the current wind gusts have come down a lot, which is good news. Look at that. So we're still gusting into the 30-mile-an-hour range across the Triad, Winston-Salem to Greensboro to Burlington, Reedsville up to 20 miles an hour, 20 in Asheboro as well, and the mountains still gusting over 30 miles an hour, close to that 40-mile-an-hour range. But wind's starting to back off at least to the south just a little bit, so we're still dealing with some of those strong winds through the afternoon. And 30-mile-an-hour winds, that's something to respect. You'll feel that driving on a road for sure. If you have a SUV or a truck, you're going to feel that kind of getting blown around every now and then. So here's the future wind gusts for you. And so our Futurecast showing really after about 5-6 o'clock we start to see the winds relax. Now I think there's two reasons that is. We're seeing the wind obviously as a response between the strong area of high pressure that's moving in and then the low. That low is departing. So I think because we're decreasing the gradient, we see the winds relax. Also, as you typically go into the evening, you start to decouple the atmosphere. So the atmosphere stabilizes, and you don't get this rising and sinking motion like we get during the daytime. A lot of times that can mix down strong jet stream wind aloft down to the surface, and we get strong winds from that. I think this is more pressure gradient driven wind event. So this is just because the low is departing and leaving us, we're getting rid of those winds, and that's the good news. Let me check and see if any of you all put in some questions here. Let's go to our chat. I don't see any questions. But again, if you have any questions or you just want to send in photos of some of the downed trees or power lines you're seeing, you could do that number that I gave you there, the 336-379-5775 number. So if you have any questions, you can send those. And even if we're not doing one of these cut-ins at the moment, then you don't have to worry about it, right? You can send them in. I'll answer them even if we're not in the middle of a cut-in. But we'll do another one here in another hour and check in on things. Stay safe out there.